Hello everybody, welcome back to the Go Rush TV. It's your boy Rod again with another video. Guys, today I just have some little updates and there's some news coming out from Manchester United that I want to talk about. First, it has to do with Sancho coming back to the club because Chelsea, I guess they are trying to back out from the buy-on clause when they got Sancho on loan. Um, the next we have beats about Eddie Heaven. You know, from that injury, he had a post on Instagram. Yeah, and then we also have some updates about Man United still wanting to sign Xavi Simons from RB Leipzig. You know, because that they've had that for a while. United has been looking at him for a while. You know, even last summer we thought we were going to get him when the new board had just set up. Yeah, and there was. I just want to bring some little talk about the international breaks too. You know, most of our players are representing their nations in the UEFA Nations League, be it in the World Cup qualifiers in South America, and we also have Africa qualifications for like the World Cup and African Nations Cup. You know, so just a little bit of some news and stuff going on at the club and around. You know, Premier League as well. You know, what is it like? What was the weekend like without no Premier League? You know, so we'll dive into it like bit by bit. So the first thing I want to bring about is the good news. Because you know that game against Leicester on Sunday, we saw Eden Heaven had that bad injury. You know, we all like looking at that injury, we knew it was a very bad injury because he even got off the stretcher. But it looks like that won't be a long term injury because we so badly need a left sided centre back. You know, he plays with so much confidence because looking at that game, he embodied that game like a pro. You know, he's still young. You know, learning his craft. So he took like the bravery to play that the way he did in that first half. I think he was like the man of the match for that game in the first half until he got injured. So we thought that was like a very bad injury, but at least good news is that it doesn't look like it's something that's going to keep him up for the rest of the season, unlike Martinez or you know or players like that. So he even put out a post, um, you know, about saying that he's recovering quick, fast, and so that's a good bit of news for fans who were worried about the situation on that injury that he sustained that day in the game, and that's because you know we didn't get no replays to see what actually happened, so that made fans a little scared to like what's going on, you know. But no, that's a good bit of news to start with. Eden Heaven is still not like injured. I mean, he's injured, but not like an injury that will keep him for the rest of the week or rest of the season. You know, so it probably be like a couple weeks. You know, maybe a month back. At least, hopefully, he will be back for when we have those important games. You know, because at this point in time, with the important games coming about in the Europa League against Lyon, we need to really win those games to advance into the semi-finals to the of the Europa League. So that's one player we really need. So at this point, any player that's injured that is back, it's a bonus because some of these players who have been playing without no substitution because the bench is weak with just academic players, they are burnt out too. So the international break came at the time when they needed that rest, you know, and it would just be nice to see that on the bench is some quality players because some of these players are not like, for example, like Mount and Luke Shaw. They are injury prone, but I believe those are two players who, if they are fit, like fit and can play for a month or two, United will have a good chance at advancing most of into the finals of the Europa League because just like good players. Luke Shaw, I would think, is one of the best left-sided players or defenders in the world when he's fit. But the thing is, he's never fit, you know, because he has not played for the past 18 months. You know, he had that injury. And then he came back in February and then he was injured until he only went to play the Euros. And the Euros, he didn't even play until the finals and then came back for preseason, got injured again, came back for like 1 or 2. I guess he played just like probably like 45 minutes and he got injured till now. You know, we never know what the injury is with people like that. We're sure the club is protecting them as they should, but fans need to know. I guess at least fans should know when things like this are happening because we support the club, we support the players. So it's sometimes it's good to have insights on some stuff that's going on with some of the players. Messi man will never know what the injury was with him, you know, because you know, like I said again, it is the players who, if they're fit, Maxima will bring a good quality to that number 10 role. You know, Mount has Amorim has talked about how he likes Mount and he has some good energy. He's a good player for his system. So because remember when Ten Hag bought Mount, we were all surprised like why he did that because we don't know Bruno is never getting sub. So why would Mount be a replacement? So in this system, I see why Messi will be a perfect fit because he has the energy. You know, he presses well. He's a good international player. So if they can stay fit, it will be a bonus for us. You know, I know he was back for on the bench against Leicester, but he didn't play. So hopefully, during this international break, he gets a little bit fitter. When the season returns back after the international break, in April they'll be able to play. You know, so look, Shaw. I know they said I'm gonna say Luke Shaw will be back soon. Boy, I don't know how long. Luke Shaw's been injured, bro. Because can you imagine paying all that money? Because I guess I know the show ends between 150,000 a week to like 200k a week. So that's a lot of money going for him. Like he has not played for 18 months pretty much. So yeah, I just hope he's fit and he can come and help the team because he has 2 years left on his contract too. So that would be a bonus. Next we have that Sancho news that broke out yesterday. Was it David Austin or Fabrizio Romano, where Chelsea are trying to back out from that option to buy from for Jadon Sancho because you know they got him on loan with the option to buy. Because I know that's because the thing is when Sancho got to Chelsea, people thought he was cooking, I think the only thing he was cooking, I guess it was like cabbage or something because he did that for like 1 or 2 games and that was it. Because I guess Chelsea has just realized what Man United realized because he had been in Man United for like 2 seasons and he hasn't performed. You know, he even got that time off where Ten Hag supported him to go off for like 3 months. You know, then he came back and then the drama here and there. He went to Chelsea. He's talking like smart, you know, talking about freedom when Rashford went to Aston Villa. Like all those things, it just burns your bridges, you know. And now Chelsea don't want him. But the thing is that if Chelsea is trying to back out from this option to buy clause, I'm sure there's a fee Chelsea is going to pay, you know, because it will make sense if they pay. I hope the fee is around like 10 to 15 million because that will help us in the summer if we want to buy players too. So that's an issue, you know. Sancho. I don't know if it's because the Premier League is not his style because Bundesliga is not like it's a bad league, but the pace is different from the Premier League. Premier League is too physical. You know, it's fast, it's rapid, it's like on the go. So I see why Chelsea don't want him because first of all the Chelsea has a lot of wingers. Like what was Sancho even thinking that you go there and cook it? Like he did that for some couple games and then people thought, oh, Sancho is balling, he's doing all this and that. And where is it at now? Chelsea want to send him back. But the thing is, Man United don't want him back. We don't want him back. You know, we don't want a player who is coming back who has trash talked the team on all social media platforms to come back. I'm going to try to create a culture where there's not that player power system. Where, you know, like when Pogba and the others linger were at the club where it's like players who come first, you know, before the manager. But like now, I'm going to try to put a system where there is no player power in the club. You know, it's discipline, it's his way or no way. You know, so Sancho, I don't think it's the possibility for him to come back. And today, news also broke that if I thought Sancho to come back, Amorim will have a say into if Sancho is coming back to stay at the club. I don't think Amorim will even want that. No matter how bad he might need players, I don't think Sancho will be a right fit for the club because now if Sancho, for example, if Sancho is brought back, it's just going to cause the team back to put the team back in disarray because there's a progress, there's a pattern, there's a direction that the team is going to. Without these players who cause a lot of commotion at the dressing room. So we don't like Amorim will not need that, you know, because first he made Rashford go, and then he's like Amorim with discipline is very very important in his dressing room. Discipline is very important in his dressing room. Work ethic is very good, and we know Sancho is renowned for late comings and not training hard. The same with what Rashford went through, so I don't see how there's a possibility, or I don't think Amorim will even cite to even think Sancho will be a best option to come back. I don't think that would be something that I'm will be thinking about. So yeah, I will snooze on that news, probably like snow sports news. I don't think that's gonna happen. Because it doesn't even make sense. The next thing I want to talk about is the club put out this talk about like the stadium and details on the stadium. Like there's no details though, because if you're talking about details on this stadium, we should be talking about when we are going to build this stadium, how they are going to fund to build this stadium. Like sending those graphics and putting those pictures on the internet for fans to just jump on it and feel like nothing is going on at the club. It doesn't make sense because they think we're stupid. But at the end of the day, they are trying to save money. They are trying to cut this and that to save money. Like how or who is going to fund this stadium? Like the Glazers are not stupid. I just think Sir Jim Ratcliffe has just been used like a puppet, because the things he does doesn't strike to be a fan. Because, like I said in previous videos, if you want to consider, if you consider yourself a long life Man United fan, you will want the Glazers out. That's the first thing you want to do. So I don't see how him being with them talking about they're good people, like I guess it's business, because then they're trying to run the club again as a business, not like a football club. Because owners who have football clubs, you try to inject money into the club because you want the club to do well, you want the club to progress, because that's the love you have for the club. It's football related, not business related. Because the Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, because let's think of this for a second. When this club was for sale, say Jim Ratcliffe gave these guys, like, is it 1.3 billion pounds? Like they didn't put none of that in the club, like none of that. Like they won, like they've increased price tickets by two pounds, or is it 50 or something like that. But pretty much they're trying to make fans pay for the stadium and some of the activities or some of the investments they're trying to do, because their entire mindset is on that regeneration of the club or that Manchester United area. Because I know that's the speculation that's going to give them a lot of money. Because why would they still be at this club at this time? They're looking for someone who's going to keep them afloat in this club till that time when they have the chance to make that dream come true. And they're trying to inject fans and price tickets for fans to do the payment. But take it that we have Man United seats 75,000 fans. So just imagine 75,000 fans pay £2 on top of what they normally pay. It's a lot of money. But let's say a ticket is like 50 pounds to watch a game. They add plus like two more pounds on top, 52. Like this, it's a lot of money. Fans will raise a lot of money. So that it's like that's their plan. And it's not right. Like the images are AI, for example. It's not like real details of what it is. Like there's no details. It's because what they're trying to do is they have talked about, and it's crazy how they have talked about players who will be sold in the summer. And Kobe Manu's his name was also mentioned in that list, because you have people like Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Casemiro, Lindelof, or Ericsson, because they are gone on free. Except Casemiro, I guess Casemiro has to have some years on some year or a year or two on his contract. But Menu was the fourth person. But I think like if they sell Menu, that would be so bad, But it's like they're trying to prepare a mindset that either Menu or Garnacho is going to go. But I don't see Garnacho going, because Garnacho has been really effective and is really developing under Amorim this season, especially in the last couple games. So I don't think Amorim will want to let them go, because these are young kids who still are developing and don't have the mastery of the craft of being professional footballers yet, like into it. So they still have a lot of years to develop. So Amorim will like that's but Amorim develops youth, and they are young. Because you have like the likes of Meno, Garnacho, Aiden Heaven, Obi Martin, Xerxes, Hoyland, Harry Amas also made his debut. So those are players who Amorim would like to work with while the other people are departing the club, So I think it's a situation where they are putting Meno's name. So should Meno not go? it will tend to be like Meno is a new signing. Like these people, they're smart though. They are very smart. They know what they're doing. Because every time there's a bad energy in the club, they try to spin it with something new. Like that's what they do. Spin, 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 spin. That is spin more than a ceiling fan. They spin more than Anthony doing his fidget spinner trick on the pitch. Like they spin a lot. You know. So that's another issue. Like there's no details that was released about that stadium. We don't know when it's going to be built. We don't know how it's going to be funded to get built. You know. Also, I also got update that Man United are still closely looking at Xavi Simons from RB Leipzig, the Netherlands kid. So, like I think it's a good. Xavi Simons is one of those prospects that in like past 2, 3, 4 years looked like a very very fantastic upgoing talent that people knew like was going to be like world class, especially when he was at Barcelona. He left to move to PSG and then he's at RB Leipzig. I guess he's still on loan. I won't mind. I won't mind them signing him. He's a good player. He plays really good on the ball. He's good. He has good energy, good presence. He's a really good midfielder. So I won't mind him in one of those 10 roles. So like if they pull that off, it will be good. Because I don't know how the summer is going to look like. I know we need a striker experience. I know they're talking about Mateta. Like Mateta is 20. He's older than even Jokeres and Osimhen. So I don't think. Like for me, Rasmus is good, but we need a Jokeres. We need Jokeres because that's Amorim's player. He knows that system really, really, really good. Because the thing is, are we going to pull that off? Because it's financial, and we know Man United doesn't have money because again, based on financial issues, Kenda left and went to Chelsea, and it's not a Chelsea player because Man United do not have the finance to foot the transfer that Sporting we're asking of. So it's just crazy how we don't act. You can't really tell what the summer is going to look like. If they pull a summer just like last summer, it would be good. Because how many players came last summer? 5, and those 5 players have been remarkable to the outturn or progress to how Man United is going in the directions Amorim wants it to go. So if they pull a summer like last summer, I could see how rapid the club could change. I could see how fast the club could change. And then we also have another thing I was trying to talk about is like the international break, because most of our players are representing their national teams in the international break. So it will be nice to see that some of these players go without getting no injuries. I know there's some good games coming tomorrow because the international break is the time where clubs start looking for players, start talking about transfers and stuff like that. So it will be a good system where there will be a lot of players. There will be players and clubs looking for transfer. So this is when they'll start doing it. So hi Papi. It's okay. Yeah. So, but if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. As we So there are some good games tomorrow. Hopefully our players do good. What's going on? You have so much fun. Yeah. So there are some good games coming tomorrow. I know most of the teams they are playing tomorrow in the Nations League, but the international break is good for some of those players who like hoping that they get better, like with those on injuries, So I just like that the team comes back. I know the team after that game there's a lot of progress. There's a good how do I say it? Like there's a good progress, slow progress. So hopefully when the team comes back, I know we have Manchester City, we have Man City, we have Newcastle, and then we have that Lyon game in between Newcastle. So hopefully there's a good progress from the players when they come back from international break, and we can see some more progress on the team. So again, if you're new to the channel, hit the like and the subscribe button for more content, and I'll talk to you guys in another video.
No.